research, we will be talking about many subjects. First subject is medication. In dentistry, in pregnancy, second is a research paper that is related to one second. Let me find it and we'll go live again. About the leishmania, on what is the treatment of leishmaniasis. For leishmaniasis. Then we have another subject in this live stream. Talking about when using acid when using acid etching in correct time, and concentration when using acid etching correct time and concentration, and attaining strength is 20 to 50 MPa rebonding, can occur or not. Part of the question. And there is B, talking about on this mirror layer. Is removed. By acid. Etching technique. And this leads to increasing dentine permeability. This leads to increasing permeability and water presence so what type of resin should be applied in this condition. Once mirror layer is removed by acid etching technique, and this leads to increasing the dentine permeability and water presence. You can say water presence. So what type of resin should be applied in this condition? Hydrophilic or hydrophobic resins. Hydrophilic or hydrophobic. Resins. These questions are very important questions. We'll take the first research question. It's talking about medication in pregnancy. And we will research this subject right away because it is an important subject. Pregnancy. Let's go to the Google and research this important subject that we will write an essay about in 2 pages in order to understand it more. Let's see, now we have medication in pregnancy. Very important subject, as we all know. And can go ahead and do the research. In medicine and in dentistry. Let's make this research and know about the medication in pregnancy, medication list, medication during pregnancy first semester, during safe in pregnancy chart, lists of drugs used in pregnancy, drugs safe in pregnancy, and what medications are not safe during pregnancy. There is also pain medication while pregnant lists and pregnancy medication checker. Pregnancy medication checkers. We will write this number 1. The answer of number 1 here. It will be about 2,000 words, 2 pages long. Research. We have self-medication to take during pregnancy is aluminum hydroxide, magnesium carbonate, and this is the trade name for aluminum hydroxide, magnesium carbonate, Gaviscon. Then we have pharmatidine. Pharmatidine is peptide AC, the trade mark. We have aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, or called Malox, silicon carbonate, magnesium carbonate, Milhanta, and calcium carbonate, Tyralis, Toms, and last is with ranitidine, very important medication in pregnant women that should be taken, and it is safe for pregnant women to use ranitidine medication. Let's check this medications guidelines for pregnancy that could be useful in our research. Let's see whether or not this website is useful to the subject we are looking for. And here we have the guidelines, the medication guidelines. Let me check the stream first, and you can read this meanwhile. I am checking the screen. Let's see if this guideline is necessary or important. The screen seems to be working fine, and there are good bit rates. The spelling and words are shown very clearly. That's why we'll continue this amazing stream. Let's hear this. Very interesting medicine guideline during pregnancy. We have, although some medicines are considered safe during pregnancy, the effects of other medications on your unborn baby are unknown. This is very important paragraph here. We can add it to the research. That is medication in pregnancy. Very important paragraph. Although some medicines are considered safe during pregnancy, the effects of other medications or medicines or your unborn baby are unknown. The effects of other medicines on your unborn baby, and we have illegal drugs are never okay. You should check with your healthcare provider regarding your current prescription. Illegal drugs are never okay, and you should check or there should be a check with the healthcare provider regarding the current prescription about any specific prescription. Let's paste this here. All those medications are safe. Effects on other medications on your unborn baby are unknown, and there should be a check with the healthcare provider regarding the current prescription, the current prescription. Let's move on in this. Cleveland Clinic, which is a very important clinic in the world, giving guidelines for medicines during pregnancy. It says here medicine guideline during pregnancy, although some medication, etc., which is the same we've already talked about. This part is talking about illegal drugs in pregnancy, like alcohol and other that could affect the baby. Let's read it.
Chance that your baby is born with many possible problems. When a pregnant woman drinks legal drugs, alcohol. Street drugs are not good for your health, but they are even worse for your unborn baby's health, since drugs are passed to your baby while you are pregnant. Illegal drugs such as angel dust, cocaine, crack, heroin, LSD, marijuana, and speed increase the chance that your baby is born with many possible problems. When a pregnant woman drinks alcohol or uses drugs during her pregnancy, so does her baby. These substances can pass through the placenta and to the baby through the umbilical cord. Alcohol, tobacco, and drugs can lead to premature birth, birth defects, low birth weight, placental abruption, fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, miscarriage, stillbirth, and developmental behavior problems. According to the March of Dimes, there is no amount of alcohol or marijuana that is proven to be safe during pregnancy. You may know some women who drank regularly during pregnancy and had seemingly healthy babies. You may know some women who had very little alcohol during pregnancy and had babies with serious health conditions. Every pregnancy is different, and drinking alcohol may hurt one baby more than another. Due to their small liver, babies cannot break down the alcohol as well as you can. Heroin is a street drug made from poppy plant seeds and is usually injected with a needle, but it can be smoked or snorted. Using heroin during pregnancy can be dangerous, but don't stop taking it without getting treatment from your healthcare provider first. Quitting suddenly can cause severe problems. There are drugs that help you gradually reduce your dependence on heroin, such as methadone or buprenorphine. Let your health.
So as we saw, there are many important drugs that are harmful to the pregnant woman or their baby. Let your healthcare provider, physician, pharmacist know if you have ever used illegal drugs or if you have an addiction to any drugs. So he or she can be at risk of your baby having her to suffer treatment and support. Also, there is prescription medicine guidelines, prescription medicine guidelines. If you were taking prescription medicines before you become pregnant, please make sure your healthcare provider about the safety of continuing this medicine as soon as you find out you are pregnant. The healthcare provider will weigh the benefit to you and the risk to your baby when making his or her recommendation about a particular medicine. With some medicines, the risk of not taking them might be serious or more serious than the potential risk associated with taking them. For example, if you have urinary tract infection, your healthcare provider might prescribe an antibiotic. If the urinary tract infection is not treated, it could cause long-term problems for both the mother and her baby. If you are prescribed any new medicine, please inform your care provider that you are pregnant. Be sure to schedule can benefit children with prescribed medicine with your health care provider. So this is a very important paragraph about prescription medicine guidelines. And before that we had also illegal drugs like alcohol, also an important addition to the subject. So we shall of course add it here. These are the first, some you considered. Then we have illegal drugs, just resume miscarriage, and we have prescription medicine guidelines. The healthcare provider should weigh up the benefit to your health and the risk to the baby. For example, of urinary tract infection, urinary tract infection. Type of remedy, allergy, safe medications to take during pregnancy. There are safe medications that should be taken during pregnancy. These are diphenhydramine, loratadine, and cetirizine. Cold remedy or type of allergy. Cold and flu. These are about allergy and these about cold and flu. Cold and flu medications that should be taken during pregnancy, which are safe for the pregnant women, are diphenhydramine, Benadryl, methotrexate. Of course, we have the guaifenesin, and the Vicks Vapor Rub, the cream mentholated or non-mentholated cough drops, sugar-free cough drops for gastrointestinal diabetes, should not contain blends or herbs, aspartame, pseudoephedrine after first trimester, acetaminophen, also an important drug, and we have the saline nasal drops or spray, warm salt water, gargle. These are all medications that are safe during pregnancy to take for the pregnant woman, and they are essential for treating the cold and flu. There is a note: do not take the sustained action form of these drugs or multi-symptoms form of these drugs. Do not use nickel due to its high alcohol content. Now, this safe medication takes during pregnancy to treat diarrhea. Medications that are safe are loperamide, Imodium after first trimester for 24 hours. For 24 hours. But only after the first trimester. Next, we have types of remedy for constipation. The types of remedies used during constipation that are safe for pregnant women can be described here. Methylcellulose fiber, citrosyl, glucoside, colase, psyllium, fibrola, and metamucil. Also, we have the fiber cone, polycarbophil, and polyethylene glycol, miralax, polyethylene glycol. These are all drugs used during constipation. Next, we have the occasional use only. Type of remedy: first aid ointment. Safe medications to take during pregnancy are bacitracin and pneumocin, polymyxin, bactiraxin, neosporin. For headache during pregnancy are acetaminophen, Tylenol, acetaminophen. For heartburn, we can use aluminum hydroxide, magnesium carbonate, Gaviscon, and famotidine, pepside AC, aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, Malox, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, Milanta. Then we have calcium carbonate tetralake tubes, trademark, and the ranitidine Zantac. For occasional use only type of remedy. So these are all for occasional use. Only these also for occasional use. Most of them are here and can be used only during occasional use. For heartburn and for hemorrhoids, safe medication are taken during pregnancy, like phenylpyrine, mineral oil, pitrolatum, preparation H, and witch hazel, drugs, pads, or ointments. These are types of remedies: insects, repellent. This is the name of it, diethylmethacrylate, toluamide. Type of remedy, nausea and vomiting. Safe medication to take during pregnancy, diphenhydramine, benadryl, and vitamin B6. Type of remedy, rashes. For rashes in pregnant women, can take diphenhydramine cream, hydrocortisone cream or ointment, hydrocortisone, oatmeal bath. For sleeping, there is also a remedy called diphenhydramine, Unisom sleep gels. Type of remedy for yeast infection, safe medication for pregnancy, we have miconazole. No drug can be, of course, considered 100% safe to use during pregnancy. But these are the most important drugs that are safe to be taken during pregnancy, while this note, no drug can be considered unsafe to use during pregnancy. We can add this to the paragraph here. We can say, like, in the beginning, medication pregnancy, although some medications are considered safe during pregnancy, the effects of medicines on your upper baby are unknown illegal drugs. And we can write here things like let's take the note and paste it here. Although some medications are considered safe during pregnancy, the effects of other medications on the unborn baby are unknown. No drug can be considered as safe to use during pregnancy. Illegal drugs are never okay, and they should be checked with the healthcare provider during the current prescriptions. And there should be checked. You can say there should be a check with the healthcare provider regarding the current prescription. Illegal drugs, street drugs, not good for your health, but they are even worse for your unborn baby, for the unborn baby. Health, since drugs are passed to the baby while pregnancy. Illegal drugs such as ingledust, cocaine, crack, heroin, LSD, marijuana, and speed increase the chance that the baby is born with many possible problems. When a pregnant woman drinks alcohol or uses drugs during her pregnancy, so does her baby. These substances can pass through the placenta and to the baby through the umbilical cord. alcohol, tobacco, and drugs can lead to premature birth. Defects: low birth weight, placental abruption, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, miscarriage, stillbirth, developmental behavior problems. According to the March of Dimes, there is no, you don't have to write this, there is no amount of alcohol or marijuana that is proven to be safe during pregnancy. There is no amount fetal placenta abruption fetal. You may know some women who drink regularly during pregnancy and have seemingly healthy babies. We don't have to write this. You may know some little alcohol and have babies with serious conditions. Every pregnancy is different to other. Every pregnancy is different, and drinking alone may hurt one baby more than another due to their small liver. Babies cannot break down the alcohol, as well as grown-ups. Grown as the adults. Heroin is a street drug made from proper plant seeds and is usually injected with a needle. But it can be smoked or snorted. Using heroin during pregnancy can be dangerous. But don't stop taking it without using heroin during pregnancy is dangerous. But stop taking it without getting treatment. From your healthcare provider first, but don't stop taking it. But it must not be stopped taking it. Must be stopped. It must not be stopped without getting treatment from or getting treatment from the hairs carry out of hairs. Quitting suddenly can cause severe problems. There are drugs that help gradually reduce the dependence on heroin, such as methadone or buprenorphine. These are like methadone or buprenorphine are drugs that can help gradually reduce dependence on heroin. Very important drugs in medicine. Let's move on to the next. 1 second. Your health care provider, example, physician, pharmacist. Okay. The health. No. The illegal drugs. Or if you're into any drugs, so here should minimize risk. Already we are here to offer treatment and support. We don't need that, but thanks anyways. Prescriptions, medicine, guidelines. If you were taking prescription medicines before you become pregnant, please ask your healthcare provider about the safety of continuing this medication. When you are pregnant woman, your healthcare provider will weigh the benefit to you and the risks of your baby when making this order. You mentioned about prescription medicine with some medications. The risk of not taking them might be serious, more serious than the potential risk associated with taking them. Prescription medicine guidelines. If someone has been taking prescription medicines before she is pregnant, she must ask the healthcare provider about the safety of continuing these medicines as soon as found out that they are pregnant. We will cut this, and we can say here something like the healthcare provider will weight the benefit and the risks to the baby when making his or her recommendation about particular medicine. With some medicines, the risk of not taking them might be more serious than potential association with taking them. For example, if someone have, healthcare antibiotic of infection is not treated, it could cause long-term problems for both the mother and her baby. If you are prescribing new medicine, please inform the healthcare provider that you are going to be sure that because there is comes from newly prescribed medicine with the healthcare provider. We don't need it, and we don't have to be taking any space here. For example, if someone is having a urinary, someone is having urinary tract infection, the healthcare provider might prescribe an antibiotic. If the urinary tract infection is not treated, it goes long for both mother and her baby. Okay. A legal drug. And the answer is almost finished. Let's go to the next paragraph that we want to talk about in this subject, and it is about the actual medicines. Writing it down: type of remedy allergy, type of remedy cold flu, thinking all of those, and we will edit them in the notepad. As we can see here, the safe medications to be taken during pregnancy, for diarrhea, loperamide for diarrhea, loperamide, Imodium after first trimester for 24 hours only. Let's do that for loperamide. Imodium for diarrhea. And for constipation, we can say here, we don't need that. Methylcyclulose or methylcellulose, fiber citracil, constipation, methylcellulose fiber, citracil for constipation, methylcellulose fiber. Docusate is also an important medication or prescription drug to be taken safely during pregnancy. Next drug, we have the psyllium. The psyllium here, not the docusate, The psyllium is fibril, metamucil, very important drug, of course, for treating constipation, for treating constipation. Moving on to the next drug, after docusate, the psyllium, fibril, colase, psyllium fibril, metamucil, the polycarbophil. Polycarbophil is also important for treating constipation. Polycarbophil, fiber cone, and polyethylene glycol, Miralax, or polyethylene glycol. Polyethylene glycol, Miralax, is important for treating constipation. Next drug we have occasional use only. We don't have to write this sentence. And therefore first aid ornaments. Safe medication to take during pregnancy. We have the bacitracin is a first aid ornament. Next first aid ornament is neomycin, polymyxin, B and or beta bacitracin, neosporin. Type of remedy. Let's save this first. Let's go next to the acetaminophen, Tylenol. Type of remedy, heartburn. Of course, these are the first aid ornament medication, being the bacitracin or the bacitracin, neomycin, polymyxin, B, bacitracin, neosporin. And the remedy for headache is here. You can say this is headache, ornament, constipation, or diarrhea. 70 during pregnancy, for headache, acetaminophen, Tylenol, is the only safe medication used for headache. Acetaminophen, Tylenol, acetaminophen. Next is types of remedy for heartburn. 4 is aluminum hydroxide, magnesium carbonate, Gaviscon. We don't need this stars. For headache, for heartburn, aluminum hydroxide, magnesium carbonate, Gaviscon. Famotidine is peptide AC for heartburn, famotidine, aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, Malox, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, methylate, or Milanta, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate. Calcium carbonate, tetralactamous, is also important in this day and age. Calcium carbonate, here and there, magnesium carbonate. These are two calcium carbonate. One is melanate, or calcium carbonate only, tumors, tetralac. We don't have to write calcium carbonate twice, but might be necessary, so I will leave it here. Next is the ranitidine, Zantac. These are for heartburn, occasional use only. Next remedy is for hemorrhoids, safe medication taken for pregnancy or during pregnancy for hemorrhoids is phenylphrine, mineral oil, petroleum. All this name is only preparation H. Phenylphrine, mineral oil, petroleum for hemorrhoids. Witch hazel is tox, pads or ornaments. Remedy for insect repellents. And this is medication safe to take during pregnancy. We have the N-dithylmetatoluamide, dimethylmetatoluamide, DEET, dimethylmetatoluamide, DEET. Type of remedy. Next we have nausea and vomiting. For nausea and vomiting with medicine or with pregnant women medication. That is safe for her and for the baby. It is this one here. Diphenhydramine, Benadryl. Benadryl is diphenhydramine, Benadryl, and vitamin B6 type of remedy also. Rashes is vitamin B6 taken for nausea and vomiting. Of course, we'll be writing all of these medications in a piece of paper in order to remember and to make the research. For rashes, safe medication during pregnancy. We have this one, diphenhydramine, or diphenhydramine cream for wife, Benadryl, diphenhydramine cream. Next, hydrocortisone cream for ornament. Hydrocortisone cream for ornament is also used with treatment for pregnant women. Next, ornament bath, Aveeno. And for sleeping disorders, we have other medications. These medications being the diphenhydramine, Unisom sleep gels, Benadryl, and for treating yeast infection, we can use this remedy, which is called miconazole. The trade name is Monistat. We don't need this note here that we have already written. Let's save this file so we don't lose it. And I think this subject has been completed. We don't have to write any more. Safe medication, typhoid remedy, cold and flu. Safe medications during pregnancy. There are a few more. Actually, we haven't written yet. We'll be writing now shortly. For these medications, safe allergy, we have prescription drugs, remedy for allergy infection or not, because long-term both and baby. We have typhoid remedy for allergy. Can just write here for allergy. We don't need that. Diphenhydramine, Benadryl, loratadine, claritine, cetrizine, Zyratec, or cold and flu. We have these all medications are used for cold and flu. These tabs are not necessary. We will be deleting them shortly. For cold and flu, of course, very popular medications. Diphenhydramine, Benadryl, dextromethorphan, Robitussin, and Gozifincin, Wixplain, Vicks VapoRub, methylated cream, methylated or non-methylated cough drops, sugar-free enough drops, gastroenterologist does not contain blends, hereditary, 7 miles, trimester, acetylcholine. Do not take as a sustained action form of these drugs. The multi-symptom forms of these drugs do not use NyQuil. What is this NyQuil? I don't know. Due to its high due to its high alcohol content. Sustained action form of these drugs. Multi-substance forms of these drugs, of course, I will not take. Do not use nickel due to its high alcohol content. Or let's see. What is this? Please no, do not use. It's all about cold and flu medications. The cold and flu medications, and they do not take the sustained action form of these drugs, or the multiple forms of these drugs. Do not use nickel due to its high alcohol content, warm salt, saline nasal, pseudoephedrine, methylated, vegan level methylated cream, and guaifenesin, mucin, etc. Okay. Next, medications for diarrhea is loperamide. Loperamide. Imodium after first trimester, for constipation, for first trimester, for headache, for heartburn, for beads, hemorrhoids, insect repellent, nausea and vomiting, rashes, sleep, yeast infection. All these are medications used in pregnancy that are safe for the pregnant woman or her baby. Let's move on to what is the treatment of leishmaniasis. This is another research that we have to search for in Google, of course. And we have been streaming for a long time now. I can say for about 1 hour 20 minutes. 1 hour 20 minutes of live streaming, which is long time, but we shall continue nevertheless, because we need to know what is the treatment of leishmaniasis. Searching. What is for leishmaniasis? We can say the only Food and Drug Administration FDA-approved medications for treatment of leishmaniasis are intravenous liposomal amphotericin B-L-A-M-B for VL and oral miltefosine for CLML and VL caused by particular species or species. Let's see if this subject is actually relevant or important to our study. Leishmaniasis course diagnosis for treatment, I think this is also important. It says here, what is leishmania? Healthcare coverage, accept more information. Okay, what is leishmania? Let's make it read this. What is leishmania?
Leishmaniasis is a parasitic disease caused by the Leishmania parasite. This parasite typically lives in infected sandflies. You can contract leishmaniasis from a bite of an infected sandfly. The sandflies that carry the parasite typically reside in tropical and subtropical environments. Fatal epidemics have occurred in areas of Asia, East Africa, and South America. Affected regions are often remote and unstable, with limited resources for treating this disease. Doctors Without Borders calls leishmaniasis one of the most dangerous neglected tropical diseases. The organization also states this disease is second only to malaria in parasitic causes of death.
This was very important definition of leishmania, and that's why we shall repeat it in order to understand it even more. because leishmania is no joke. Leishmania is dangerous. Let's repeat it right now.
What is leishmaniasis? Leishmaniasis is a parasitic disease caused by the leishmania parasite. This parasite typically lives in infected sandflies. You can contract leishmaniasis from a bite of an infected sandfly. The sandflies that carry the parasite typically reside in tropical and subtropical environments. Fatal epidemics have occurred in areas of Asia, East Africa, and South America. Affected regions are often remote and unstable, with limited resources for treating this disease. Doctors Without Borders calls leishmaniasis one of the most dangerous neglected tropical diseases. The organization also states this disease is second only to malaria in parasitic causes of death.
Okay, so there we have it. Leishmania is a parasite with a sandfly. I can contract leishmania by biting people in Asia, East Africa, and South America. Reside in tropical environments. Fatal epidemics have occurred. And Doctors Without Borders recommend treating this pandemic or epidemic because it is very serious illness. What are the types of leishmania? Leishmania, there are forms: cutaneous, visceral, mucocutaneous. Leishmania experts believe that there are about 20 leishmania species, disease to humans. As cutaneous leishmania causes ulcers on your skin. It is the most common form of leishmania. Treatment may not always be necessary, depending on the person. It can spread healing or speed healing and prevent complication. Treatment. Mucocutaneous leishmania, rare disease caused by the cutaneous form of parasite, and can occur several months after skin ulcers heal. Well, this type of leishmania, the parasites spread to your nose, throat, and mouth. This can lead to partial or complete destruction of the mucous membrane in those areas. Although mucocutaneous leishmania is usually considered a subset of cutaneous leishmania, it's more species or serious if it's not healed on its own and always require treatment. Visceral leishmania is another type of leishmania, which we don't care about. Causes of leishmania, there are many causes, of course, one of which is the sandfly. And most active in humid environment, who is the risk of leishmania. Such a social condition, other infections, symptoms of leishmania. Without becoming ill, symptoms depend on the form of disease. Cutaneous leishmania, skin ulcer, appear on mucocutaneous leishmania. These are all about leishmania. Of course, there are many other diseases caused by flies, like the trypanosoma. And the trypanosoma rudescens, trypanosoma gambians. These diseases were in South Africa and other regions of the world. And they're called trypanosoma, caused by causing sleepiness disease and causing what called is some other disease I don't remember. Maybe also with a fly or a bug, making this sandfly infection, trypanosoma infection with many bugs and flies, mosquitoes, trypanosoma flies can transfer these unfortunate diseases. Mucocutaneous leishmania appear in 1 to 5 years, skin lesions, ulcers, runny nose, nose bleeding, difficulty breathing. Visceral leishmania causes weight loss, weakness, fever, bleeding, infection, swollen lymph nodes. And next we have, how is leishmania diagnosed? Probably with blood sample, cerebrospinal sample, cerebral blood sample. Diagnosis cutaneous leishmania, biopsy, scraping one of the ulcers. They will often look for DNA or genetic material for the parasites. They can use a variety of methods to identify the species of parasite causing the infection. You have diagnosis with visceral leishmania, and the treatment, the most important subject that we were looking for to add to our research is this. Let's read it out loud.
Antiparasitic drugs, such as amphotericin B, Ambisome, treat this condition. Your doctor may recommend other treatments based on the type of leishmaniasis you have.
Very important informations on how to treat leishmania. Let's read it again.
Antiparasitic drugs, such as amphotericin B, Ambisome, treat this condition. Your doctor may recommend other treatments based on the type of leishmaniasis you have.
Okay. Cutaneous leishmania also will often heal without treatment. Our treatment can spread, healing, reduce recurring disease of ordinary skin causes, required plastic surgery. Interesting. There is mucocutaneous and visceral leishmania that we should.
Mucocutaneous leishmaniasis. Visceral disease always requires treatment. Several medications are available. Commonly used medicines include sodium starbogluconate, pentostem, amphotericin B, paramomycin, and miltefosine. Mucocutaneous leishmaniasis. These lesions don't heal naturally. They always require treatment. Liposomal amphotericin B and paramomycin can treat mucocutaneous leishmaniasis. Visceral disease always requires treatment.
Interesting, very important. Leishmania. How to heal these leishmania? What are the potential complications of leishmanias? Bleeding, disfiguration, and more. How can I prevent leishmaniasis? There is no vaccine. The only way to prevent it is to avoid getting bitten by a sand fly. If you see a bug, if you see a fly, if you see a mosquito, if you see a bug like mosquito and a fly like mosquito, like a bug with wings, avoid it at any cost, because it could be leishmania or it could cause trypanosoma. Anyways, following these steps to help prevent being bitten by a sandfly: wear clothes, use insect repellent, spray indoor, sleep at higher floors in buildings, then avoid outdoors between dusk and dawn, use screen and air conditioners, use bed net. This is the most important use, is that using the bed net tucked into your mattress. Sandflies are much smaller than mosquitoes, so you need a tightly woven net. Spray the net with insecticides containing pyrethroid, if possible. Just use a net with pyro or pyrethroid. Also, this net should be very small in order for the small leishmania not to, or the sandfly not to come inside his net and bite the human person by head nets, insecticides, repellents before traveling to high-risk areas. Well, this is very important business. What is the long-term outlook? Sores can result in permanent scares and disfiguration. Treatment may reduce their severity. Medications can cure the disease, however, treatment is most effective when started before extensive damage to your immune system. Visceral leishmania is often fatal, with 2 years if it's not treated properly. Oh my God. Visceral leishmania is dangerous. As we saw in the reports, visceral leishmania disease always requires treatment. Several medications are available. Commonly used medications include sodium
stibogluconate, pentostem, amphotericin B, paramomycin, and miltefosine.
Okay, just like this, stiglocoid, pinocymerin B, paramycin, and miltefosine, something like that. Very important medications used against leishmaniasis. These are the treatments. Cutaneous leishmania. So let's take that. To add it to the research subject that we are researching for. And there's also research associated with the disease, but it goes so much in depth to treat these leishmania parasites. We already have our research continued, so we'll add it to the notepad. The anti-parasitic drugs such as amphotericin. One second. Such as amphotericin B and B song. Treatment is conditioned. Your doctor may recommend other treatment based on the type of leishmaniasis you have. Cutaneous leishmaniasis. Cutaneous ulcers will often heal without treatment, however, treatment can be spread or can speed healing, reduce scarring, and decrease risk of further disease. Any skin ulcer that cause disfigurement may require plastic surgery. Mucocutaneous leishmania, these lesions don't heal naturally, they always require treatment. Liposomal amphotericin B, and we have the other liposomal amphotericin B, paramomycin, cantrinicola. That's mucocutaneous leishmania and cutaneous leishmania. What about the visceral leishmania, which is the most important? How can we treat it? We can write treatment here. Visceral leishmania, cutaneous and mucocutaneous leishmania, which requires treatment in most cases. This is the next subject. We finished the next subject. Let's go to the third subject, which was talking about something very weird, very hard, and interesting, but I don't think we will be able to cover all of it because it's a very hard question. When using acid etching in correct time and concentration, concentration and strength is 20 to 50 MPa. Debonding can occur or not. Interesting. When using acid etching in correct time and concentration. Acid etching in correct time and concentration. Attained strength is 20 to 50 MPa. Debonding can occur without the E. And debonding can occur or not when using acid etching in correct time and concentration and attaining let's say with an ink like that, with attaining strength, with the attaining, and the attaining strength is 20 to 50 MPa. Debonding can occur or not. Can I do that with Google? I don't know. Probably will have no, or Google will have no idea what are we talking about. But let's try it anyway. This is the question result for when using acid etching in correct time and concentration. The attaining strength is debonding can occur or not. Attaining without two ends, okay. Strength and without ends on the strength. STREN is 20 to 50. Debonding can occur or not. Well, this is what we will be discovering. We'll see if we can know if debonding can occur or actually not. When normalization with phosphorus in a good bonding firmness over the tooth surface. I think it will not occur because we're using the etching. We're using the etching, acid etching in correct time and concentration and attaining strength. Strength, TH, is 20 to 50 MPa. Okay, debonding can occur or not. Toward the surface, let's see this. There's a file here, okay. PDF, etching, concentration and duration. Let's read.
Etching of enamel before the bonding of orthodontic attachments is usually acid concentration, length of etching time, and using other materials to obtain the 7. During debonding, it can be difficult to delineate the enamel adhesive, phosphoric acid concentrations, and etching duration on the bond strength of.
Okay, let's move on. This linked in thing with bonding, which we need to read an entire slideshare lecture containing 100 slides in order to know if using this etching thing can provide us with a good or not good? Let's answer it. When the smear layer is removed by acid etching technique, and this leads to increasing or to increased or to an increase to increase the net impermeability and water presence. So what type of resin should be applied in this condition? Hydrophilic or hydrophobic? I think hydrophobic, because in order not to allow any water to be inserted to the dentine, which is low impermeability, which is high impermeability, which is increased, which has increased permeability. And this question on concentration, attaining strength, debonding can occur or not. We can say no, it cannot happen because we are using a good method. All right, let's write it down, because there is no answer in Google, and if we have to, we should read an entire lecture of 100 slides or another lecture of 30 slides, which we have no time. We just need to write this in a materialistic paper, scientific paper, then submit it. Let's see here. When using it, debonding will not occur because the right concentration ratio and timing are applied to the material with a good strength can say on the 20 to 50 MPa is it is enough attaining what is it going to attain stress that's it. Next on the subject, number 3 subject, we have when the smear layer is removed by acid. When the smear layer is removed by acid etching technique, and this leads to increased dentine permeability and water presence. What type of resin should be applied in this condition? Hydrophilic or hydrophobic? Obviously, hydrophobic acid. Is A. And this is B. On using the smear layer is removed by acid etching technique, and the leads to increase on dentine permeability and water presence. hydrophobic resins should be used to prevent water from getting to the pulp causing through the intestinal tubules causing irritation and unpleasant sensation. Because of the reduced messaging or the decreased or the increased dentine permeability. Permeability. Okay, we are done now with this lecture. Now this is number 3. Was so easy, but probably not correct entirely. Demanding and about hydrophilic, also botherish gases, and we had medication for pregnant women. Let's write all of these things on a piece of paper in order to bring the thing that we will be discussing now. Here we have the first medication in pregnancy subjects that we shall start writing right away. Let's start writing medication in pregnancy. Medication in pregnancy. Very important subject in medicine is the medication in pregnancy. Let's fix the view on medication in pregnancy, and let's see what we did in this subject right here. Of course, many as although some medicines are considered safe, we'll be starting from here and going to the paper. Let's go now to right, although so you're saying although some medicines of course we are writing this in order to remember and to understand the subject even better and to raise research. Although some medications, as we can see here, are considered safe during pregnancy, so pregnancy, 1 second, let me see that. Okay, pregnancy. Although some medications considered safe during pregnancy, the effects of other although some medicines on the unborn baby, the effects of other let's see here, as you can see here, let me check the stream is working perfectly or not. Seem to be working fine for now. Although some medicines, 1 second, I don't know if the aspect ratio is correct. Yes, it's correct. Let's go now and say medications. Although some medications are considered safe during pregnancy, the effects of other medicines, the effects of other medicines on the unborn, effects of other medicines, on the unborn baby. Unborn baby are unknown. No drug can be considered 100% safe. Can be considered 100% safe. Of course not to use during pregnancy. During pregnancy. Illegal drugs are never okay. Illegal drugs are never okay, and there should be a check, and there should be a check with the health, a check from the healthcare provider, as we can see here, a check with the healthcare provider, with the healthcare provider regarding, of course, the current prescription, regarding the current prescriptions. Then we move to the illegal drugs here, and we complete writing on this subject. Illegal drugs. There are many illegal drugs. Street drugs, are not good for health. health, but they are even worse for the unborn baby. Even worse for the unborn baby. While they are worse for the unborn baby, for the unborn baby's health. Since drugs are passed to the baby while or during pregnancy, since drugs are passed to the baby during pregnancy, is a very important subject of one second. Since they are passed to the baby during pregnancy. As we can see here, illegal drugs, they are even worse for the unborn baby health since they are passed to the baby during pregnancy. Now we will mention the illegal drugs such as angel dust, cocaine, these are the illegal drugs which are passed to the baby during pregnancy. Illegal drugs such as cocaine, crack, heroin, LSD, marijuana, and speed, or they just increase the chance that the baby is born with many possible problems. The baby is born with many possible problems. as we can see here in the dash, again, possible and very possible problems. Now we will write this. When a pregnant woman drinks alcohol or uses drugs during her pregnancy, so does her baby. The substance can pass through the placenta and maybe through the umbilical cord, leads to premature birth or birth defects with the weight, placental abruption, fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, miscarriage, stillbirth, development of behavior problems. There is no amount of alcohol or marijuana that is proven to be safe during pregnancy, etc. Then we have the prescription medical drug, healthcare rate. I guess we should write this. And lastly, we write the prescription drugs for allergy and diarrhea and yeasts. Okay, prescription medicine guidelines. Let's go and write this paragraph. Prescription, or maybe we should just complete possible problems regarding ions run, although medication was not. Increase the chance of baby is born with many possible problems. When pregnant woman drinks alcohol or drugs, so does her alcohol, tobacco, and drugs can lead to premature birth. Okay, let's write this premature death. Birth defects, low weight, etc., eruption, fetal miscarriage, stillbirth, development, behavior problems. Let's try that. Premature, like premature birth. Then we have birth defects, which is important to our subject here. These are all the problems caused by medications used during dentistry or even illegal medications. Low birth weights, then we have placental abruption, placental abruption, one second. These are placental abruption. And many other problems. Of course, one of them is placental abruption and fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. Alcohol spectrum disorders. Very serious illness and also miscarriage, which another serious illness, stillbirth, and is very dangerous to the baby. and developmental behavior problems. And developmental behavior problems. Very serious illnesses that are caused by using illegal drugs, LSD, marijuana, like miscarriage, stillbirth, etc. And we have these problems. No amount of alcohol is proven to be safe. Babies have small livers. I will be writing this paragraph and add it to our research paper. It is about prescription medicine guidelines. Prescription medicine guidelines. Very important subject in this paper, as we can see here. The guidelines, medicine and prescription. Very serious stuff. The healthcare provider will weigh the benefits and the risks. Let's start writing this. The healthcare provider will weigh the benefits and the risks and the risks. Of course, this is the healthcare provider job, is to weigh the benefits and the risks. See here, just focusing the camera. Healthcare and the biggest care condition. To the baby, we're making his own or her recommendation. To the baby when making his or her decision or her recommendation. Recommendation about a particular medicine. A particular medicine. With some medications, the risks of not taking them might be more serious. With some medication or medicines, the risk of not taking them might be more serious than the potential risk as we can see here, than the potential risk associated with taking them. Risk associated with taking them. For example, if someone is having a urinary tract infection, for example, if some pregnant if some pregnant woman have or is having a urinary tract infection, this here is a urinary tract infection. The healthcare provider might prescribe an antibiotic. If the urinary tract infection is not treated, it could cause long-term problems for both the mother. The health care provider might prescribe antibiotic if the urinary tract infection is not treated. Urinary tract infection is not treated, this is a problem if it's not treated. It could cause long-term problems for both the mother and her baby. Could cause long-term problems for both the mother and her baby. That's why we should use the antibiotic that is prescribed by the healthcare provider to treat the urinary tract infection that is causing a serious problem for the pregnant women. And this is, as we can see here. Let's go next to the next subject, or to the next page here. And here we have the treatment for allergy, for cold, for diarrhea, constipation, etc. Let's start writing. Here are some safe medications for the pregnant for the pregnant women. To take number 1 for allergy, is here for the allergy. We have, as we can see here, one second, let me check the stream. Yeah, for the allergy, this is number 1. We have these medications. We have the diphenhydramine, Benadryl, diphenhydramine, loratadine, claritine, cetirizine, all of which are used to treat allergy. Or diphenhydramine bean, drill, second safe medication we have loratidine, which is also called claritine. Then we have cetirizine, also called Zy or Zyrtec. Next, safe medications. We have the medications that are safely used with pregnant women to treat cold and flu. For cold and flu, like diphenhydramine, Benadryl, very important medication to treat cold and flu in pregnant women. This is a very important one. Diphenhydramine, Benadryl. Then we have the dextromethorphan, also called robitussin. Dextromethorphan. Then we have the guaifenesin. Guaifenesin is also used to treat cold and flu with pregnant women safely. This is it, right here. Guaifenesin, mucin XR plain. This is the plain one. Guaifenesin. Then we have here many others, like the Vicks Vapor Rub, the mentholated or non-mentholated cough drops, etc. Let's write them down. The Vicks Vapor Rub, mentha or mentholated cream, very necessary cream, mentholated or non-mentholated cough drops. Cough drops. These are cough drops. Then we have those, the sugar-free cough drops. Let's write them down. Sugar-free cough drops for gestational diabetes, gestational diabetes, gestational diabetes should not contain blends or herbs. Should not contain drops, blends or herbs. Or aspirate or aspartame then, or this should not contain aspartame, then we have these. The pseudoephedrine, or is called sudafed, very important drug. This one here, pseudoephedrine or sudafed. After the first trimester, next the acetaminophen, Tevilenol or Tevilenol, very important drug, Tevilenol, aceto or acetaminophen, used for cold and flu. Next one is the saline nasal drops or spray warm salt water, this one here, used for salt water or as a salt water after the saline nasal drops or spray, the warm, salt, water, charcoal. Then we have a note here. Do not take this SA something something, let's write it. Note. Do not take SA sustained action form of these drugs. Or the multi-symptom form This is the multi-symptom form. Do not use the NyQuil due to its high alcohol contents. This here is written, of course. The no do not take as a sustained action form of these drugs, or the multi-symptom form of these drugs. Do not use NyQuil due to its high alcohol. Used with diarrhea. These drugs are for diarrhea, the loperamide is used for diarrhea. Scientific or the trade name Imodium. After the first trimester. Next drug, this one was for diarrhea, as we explained, is the drug used for constipation. We will mention only one drug, the first one, because there are many drugs used for constipation that are safe for the pregnant women. This is for constipation. We can say methyl cellulose fiber or citrocil. Next, we'll be talking about for first aid ointment. First aid on you ointment this is ointment which is the bacitracin, the bacitracin. Of course, a very important drug, which is the bacitracin. The bacitracin. Let's move to the headache one. A drug used for headache, Tylenol, very famous drug for headache. Headache. Is acetaminophen. See, the resource that we brought this medication for pregnancy from I don't know if it was Medicine Pregnancy 1, probably not this one. Let's see here. Okay. Cleveland Clinic. Yes, this one. This is the place that we brought our. Let's write mycleveclinic.org. Very important source. Source is Cleveland Clinic .org. Very important source here. clevelandclinic.org. And let's continue. The headache, acetaminophen, Tylenol, Then we have for heartburn, this one here. We would write the famotidine, pepside. And others, let's try it here. And others. So that like there is more than only these drugs. There are other drugs. Tylenol, this one is here, 7 for heartburn is famotidine. Or pepside, AC trademark. Next is for hemorrhoids, and we write about this: woods, hazel, tux, pads or ointments for hemorrhoids, which hazel, tux, are pals, ointment, as we can see here. Ointment is very important, ointment. Then we next have the insect repellent, and nausea and vomiting, rashes, sleeping, yeast infection. I don't think if we can fit all of these here, but we are in the insect repellent side. And others for insects, repellent, and we have, let me try this view. It might look better, but let's see here, edit scene, and can say this, and there we go. It's better, I guess, if we do it like that. And not very clear, but it's clearer. We have for insect repellent, it is just a trial. We have for insect repellents, of course. We have the N one second here, the DEET, N diet, the mera to unite, and it is DET, DEET. There we go, this is a very important drug. We have for nausea and vomiting, nausea and vomiting. We have these drugs, the vitamin B6 and more, and we have finished this lecture, as we can see here. Very important lecture that we had. Next we will be writing things. We have no space to write about sleep and yeast infection and rashes. Next we will be writing about the antiparasitic drug for the leishmania. So, subject that we had already that was talking about the importance of this lecture that we had. About 2 minutes talking about medication in pregnant women. We won't be reading out of this, we'll probably be reading out of this here, the research that we have already made. Or maybe we should be reading out of the paper that we had. Okay, let's start. Now recording the voice research, I call it, for this important lecture. Let's see here, just 1 second. Okay. And let's record medication in pregnancy. Medication in pregnancy. Although some medications are considered safe during pregnancy, the effects of the medicines during pregnancy can be very harmful to the child, the newborn and the mother, and no drug can be considered 100% safe to be used during pregnancy. And illegal drugs like alcohol, cocaine, and saturated drugs are never okay to be used during pregnancy. The pregnant woman should ask her health care provider before cutting her prescription drug immediately, and before taking a new drug during her pregnancy, especially for the first trimester of the pregnancy. There are many drugs that are considered to be safe for conception, for flu and cold, for diarrhea, for first aid medication, and for heartburn. And they should be used with cautions, because no drug is 100% safe to be used for a pregnant woman. And a medical care provider should be consulted in this situation. About this lecture is a very important lecture. Next we move on to the next subject, of course, being the leishmania that we have already written a paragraph: cutaneous leishmania, the mucocutaneous leishmania, and visceral leishmania treatments. We shall start writing a page on this paragraph discussing these problems or these leishmania. Let's just start by antiparasitic drugs. here the number 2, or is just the subject was treatment, the treatment for leishmania, treatment of leishmaniasis. Let's make a focus point for the phone. To be more focused on the paper. Okay, now it's focused. Now this is the treatment for, or treatment of leishmaniasis. Number 2, so subject number 2 that we have already written a paragraph on containing antibiotics drugs such as we will be writing right away. Let's see here the one second. Okay, treatment of leishmanias. You can say that antiparasitic drugs, antiparasitic drugs, such as amphotericin B, such as such as amphotericin B, Som is the other name of it. Bizome treats this condition or treatment for this condition can be made. Treatment for this condition can be made based on the type of leishmanias, or the doctor can make noise condition. Based on the type of leishmaniasis So this is, as we saw here, this is a page that we have written. The treatment of leishmaniasis, antiparasitic drugs such as anti or amphotericin B, enbiozone, treatment of this condition, the doctor can make based on the type of leishmaniasis the patient has. And here the first one is the cutaneous leishmaniasis. First one is cutaneous leishmaniasis. Cutaneous leishmaniasis or cutaneous ulcers this is cutaneous ulcers will often heal without treatment. Well, often heal without treatment. It is important to know that cutaneous leishmania can be healed without a treatment. Next is that, however, the treatment can speed treatment can be speeded or can be speed. Here we can see this page. Cutaneous leishmaniasis will often heal without treatment. However, treatment this is the important part here, that treatment can be speeded up. Or can be speeded. However, treatment can speed healing. And that is important, that the treatment can speed healing. Because it can be healed on its own, but treatment also can and will speed healing. And that's what are we looking for this cutaneous leishmaniasis. Next, reduce scarring. Reduce scarring and decrease risk of further disease. Risk of further disease. This is the treatment. How can it help? Which is very important help, as we can see here. Very important help of the treatment, like reduced scarring, decreased risk of further diseases. Very necessary and very helpful. Let's go next. Any skin ulcers that cause disfiguration. Skin ulcers that causes disfigurement. It's important that in this page that we have written, we have any skin that causes ulcers or anything like that, it can be healed easily in this case. It can be healed very easily, of course. And moving to the next part, may require plastic surgery. May require plastic. This disfigurement may require plastic surgery. As we can see, the surgery is important. Plastic surgery, of course, is important in treatment of this problem. Next we have, in this writing, we have, of course, we will be having disfiguration and this disease. Surgery is important, of course. Let's make the focus on the camera. Okay, I think it is focused now. It is not focusing, but whatever. May require surgery. Next in the search we have the visceral leishmania. The visceral leishmania. What we will be writing: visceral leishmaniasis. As we can see here. One second, let me make this video look better and more interesting. This is the part, this is the front part. Okay. Let's write important things here. Of course, we have the visceral leishmania, or visceral diseases. Always requires treatment. Of course, it requires treatment because it is a visceral disease. Requires treatments. As several medications are available. Commonly used medications include sodium stibogluconate or pentostan. Then there is the amphotericin. This is, of course, talking about the leishmania, the visceral leishmania. This one. Visceral disease will always require treatment. Several medicines are available. Commonly used medicines include sodium stibogluconate, pintostan, and there are others other than the pintostan called amphotericin, B, and paromomycin. Paromomycin. Amphotericin. Next is another one called the T4sign. The T4sign, also called Impavido, as we can see here. These are the visceral leishmania and the mucocutaneous leishmania and the cutaneous leishmania. Cutaneous leishmania, as we wrote here in the paper, you can see that. Treatment for leishmania, antiparasitic drugs such as amphotericin B and B-zone treatment for this condition. The doctor can make the treatment based on the type of leishmaniasis the patient has. We have the cutaneous leishmaniasis here. Cutaneous ulcers will often heal without, or cutaneous leishmaniasis, cutaneous ulcers will heal without treatment. However, treatment can speed healing, reduce scarring, and decrease disfigurement, may require plastic surgery. Then we have the visceral leishmaniasis. Always can use or requires treatment. Several medications are available, commonly used, and we have said what are these. So we studied cutaneous and visceral leishmania, but we haven't studied the mucocutaneous leishmania. Here is also an important one. Let's write it down. The mucocutaneous. This one is mucocutaneous. There is cutaneous and there is visceral. These lesions don't heal naturally. Lesions don't heal naturally. Of course not, because they are very persistent lesions. They always require treatment. Always require treatment. Then we have the liposomal amphotericin B. This here is nymphi, or the amphotericin B. Liposomal amphotericin B. Here, these require treatment. This is very vulnerable. And using the liposomal amphotericin B and paromomycin, just like the visceral leishmania, as we discussed the use of amphotericin B, paromomycin, miltifomycin, impavido, is here. Let's write it down. We have the liposomal amphotericin B, here, amphotericin B, and we have the paromomycin. The paromomycin can treat mucocutaneous leishmania, cutaneous mania, leishmaniasis. And this is the full picture that we have done research for treatment of leishmaniasis, antiparasitic, etc., cutaneous, visceral, and mucocutaneous. Next subject will be about that we will write down. Of course, we write everything down in a piece of paper, materialistic one, in order to keep that in mind. And it's been about 4 hours of us writing this information, as it's important to present in this research. And the third thing, or the third research, which is the last one, this is the last one, will be the last one, is this one, about when using acid etching in correct time. Let's write the question on a piece of paper here. Let's write it down. Which is about number three or number 1. When using acid etching, okay, using acid etching when using acid etching in correct time. And concentration. Using acid time and concentration, and the attaining strength is strength is 20 to 50 MPa. The bonding can occur or not. It's a very hard question that we will assume the answer. We can say that if it's very strong, the bonding, if it's a very strong debonding force, then it might occur. But if it's a weak one, it might not. The one will not occur because the right concentration are applied to the material under 20 to 50 MPa, etc. Let's write it down. Let's see here. Write this down here. How can we do this? Okay. Makes sense. Answer. Debonding is not likely to occur because of using the right concentration and timing. That's why the bonding will probably not happen because of these two things. And enough attaining strength. Because of that are applied to the material. Which is enough to attain as attaining strength. Attaining strength. Let's see here. Can make this smaller using shifts. Smaller. Make another here. Okay, makes sense. And second question is talking about hydrophobic things. Smear layer. When the smear layer is removed by acid technique, and this leads to increased in the permeability and water response. So what type of resin should be applied to this condition, hydrophobic or hydrophilic reasons. Let's write this question down. Okay, write it right here. Starting with this Müller. When this bigger layer is removed by acid etching technique, okay, and this leads to increases in the dentine an increase in dentine permeability. Mia B Lee Ray. Let's say this causes increase in permeability. What should we do? Here it says underwater presence. And water presence. Okay. So what type of reasons? Of reasons okay, so what type of reasons should we apply to this condition? This condition question mark disconnect this time, stream, lower quality though. Let's move on. Following this condition, hydrophilic or hydrophobic reasons. Hydrophobic or reasons. Let's say the answer something like as we did in the research here, hydrophobic. Hydrophobic reason should be used to prevent. Of course, we haven't studied this this lecture or this question in general because it's a very hard one. But hopefully when we study this lecture, this PowerPoint lecture, I'll share it and we will discuss it and we will know what type of reason, but mostly I think it is hydrophobic. Next lecture we're studying is about pathology and about genetic engineering or genetic body things. Let's move on. to prevent water from getting to the pulp. The dentinal, through the dentinal tubules, causing irritation or unpleasant sensation. Unpleasant sensation because of the increased dentine permeability due to the increased dentinal permeability. And I think this is it. I'm not sure if this is the right answer for the question. For when using acid etching in correct time and concentration and attaining strength is 20 to 50 MPa debonding can occur or not. Then we have when the smear layer is removed by acid etching technique, and this leads to an increase in dentine permeability and water presence. So what type of resin should be applied to this condition? Hydrophobic or hydrophilic one? And the answer was hydrophobic here, and here this was sufficient debonding barrier because of time, and applied force is enough, which is 20 to 50. 20 to 50. Okay. Let's move this away. Okay, now it's better. We have done all of this research. This research was done, and this research is also done, and we wrote lots of stuff here. All of this was written today and will be submitted. Thanks for joining this lecture. Next lecture will be